Well, basically, it's kind of like, the way I kind of see it is, I imagine a river, and my internal river, when it runs clear, I feel great. It's like my energy's running really smooth, I'm alert, I'm centered, and when my river gets muddy, then that's when I feel off kilter, and I feel blocked, and just kind of out of it, and not present. So doing breath work, having the tool of breath work that I gained from doing some sessions with you, enabled me to, do it whenever I felt blocked. And the actual blocks are shallow breathing, maybe a little headachy, a little fuzzy, really kind of unpleasant.
And then after you do...
After I do the breath work,
active breath.
sure, or toning, my goodness, it's like a tune-up. Clarity, my river's running clear, I feel good in myself, I'm able to meet the world, meet people, and also the kind of repetitive thoughts that I used to have, and my body just is not so tight.
A lot more clarity and a lot more peace. Along with the asthma, I struggled with a lot of anxiety. And I feel that now that I know why I make the choices I make, I can make different choices with more clarity and more peace. So, and I feel more confident in those choices.
Doing this, for me, doing this sort of work, I need somebody working with me, obviously yourself, for me to open up to the breath work. I need somebody like yourself who's very open and loving, and kind of witnessing what I'm going through with no judgment. That's what I found, working with you. It just gave me the courage, to open up and, here I am, here's my stuff. And does that answer your question?
Yes.
It's like it's a sacred space. That's what you do. You create a container. And for me, it's like talk therapy doesn't work for me, getting into my head. But body work, whatever the body work may be, either breath work or massage, or I used to do sweat lodges way back. It was a portal into myself, and that's the way I respond. And when my body does respond and open up, things really start to happen. And I know this, so I need somebody when I do this sort of work, to be able to accept who I am and be the container, and then, the work progresses.
When I think about you, I think about the qualities of love and freedom. And when I come up to Vermont, I sit in front of you, and I tell you what is up for me, what's new. I feel that you're able to see the love in that story. And you offer me suggestions to seeing the love and finding the freedom within what I'm saying.
And are they very practical suggestions? Are they things that you feel like you can really take hold of and really make present in your everyday life?
Yes, absolutely. It's very practical. And I find that you have a knowledge about mothering children, which I have a lot of problems with my students. So you've been able to help me in my work life, and you've had a family life, so and you've had friendships. So in all these areas, I feel that I've been able to use your expertise, and I find that you've had a lot of very practical, helpful solutions or offerings.
Well, of course, what happened was that I started to breathe kind of normally. So I lost the kind of the tightness, but also the emotional tightness that goes with shallow breathing. So yeah, my whole body began to relax, and I just began to understand how I carried myself in the world physically was related to my breath and the emotions that I was holding in. So, for example, I'd be in a supermarket checkout line, and I'd be irritated in the past by the slowness of it, or somebody's got a huge cough or the stuff. And now I just quietly breathe.
Your breath.
Yeah, I'm just more relaxed. And the problem might be at work, but I'm more able to deal with it.
Right.
And what I find is that these patterns, like I said, I still work with it, but I have a relationship with it and I know it, so it doesn't take control of me. I say, you know, I can see it and I can find it, and then I know how to deal with it.
When I was seeing you about a year and a half ago, I had some neck stuff. That's gone.
Yeah.
I had some knee stuff.
Yes.
That's gone.
Remember your knee.
Knees, neck. Those are mostly it, but
Since I've learned it, I don't want to be without it. It's a practical tool. I've learned my map, my inner map.
Right.
I was flying home to England to see my mother, who was ill a couple of years ago, actually less than that, and I was getting like panic attacks almost. I was anxious about my mom, and I was shallow breathing, sweating, and I just remembered the breath work. And I remember sitting at the airport, this was in Philadelphia, just breathing. And all the way on the plane across, when I wasn't asleep, I could hardly sleep, I was breathing. On the train to my mother's, I was breathing. And it was so amazing just to feel that panic, the shallow breathing go, and just my body relax. And I mean, I see it as a lifesaver, to be honest with you. But
Yes.
it made my experience, the trip and my visit to my mom, much more manageable and open and loving.
I find that a lot of times I come here and I'll bring up an issue, and I do find it in the body, but I find that if I just talk about it, and then if I was just to leave, it doesn't necessarily get resolved, or it gets resolved only in my mind. And with the breath, the patterns are opening up and allowing something different, a different energy. I come up here, I feel that when I sit here, no matter what I say, I always feel that you look at me with love. So no matter, I feel that what I say actually transforms, because I don't feel judged by you. I feel a sense of deep acceptance, and no matter what I'm presenting to you.
I always imagine myself with a spiritual tool belt.
Yes.
And I pull the tool out when I need to use it. And I have a bunch of other tools.
Right, like meditation and...
Yeah, meditation, just sitting quietly by the fire, contemplation, even going to the gym or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just pick out the appropriate tool.
Yeah, I feel that the breath is the best tool for getting us in our bodies.
Yes.
I would say the invitation would be for freedom. For freedom. Just to find more clarity and just find more peace. I keep on coming here and just finding more and more, and I just can't stop myself.